Well, the good news is the Sacramento Kings clinched the number 3 seed. The bad news is the Golden State Warriors put on a clinic as they dominate the Sacramento Kings tonight, 119-97. It was an unfortunate loss. However, I am here to break down what happened. You know what? Just give me my theme music. Let's ride. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time for an all-new episode of Let 'em Know SK. This is the post-game reaction podcast of the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Sacramento Kings. And welcome to episode number 4 of Let 'em Know SK. This is the post-game podcast hub of the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Sacramento Kings. I'm Skylar Weisberg, and it is my honor and privilege of being your host. And you can find this show, which is free and available on Stitcher, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, and podcasters.spotify.com/pod/show/CLESK. Well, unfortunately, I knew that this was going to happen. I knew that this outcome was going to be too good to be true for the Golden State Warriors as they come into the Golden One Center and simply take care of some business, routing the Sacramento Kings 119-97 tonight in the final home game in the Golden One Center for the Sacramento Kings this season. Look, we rested 3 guys tonight. We rested Domantas Sabonis, who is Mr. Triple-Double, De'Aaron Fox, who arguably is the most clutchest player in the NBA, especially in the fourth quarter, and a three-point sniper by the name of Kevin Huerter. That took a lot of energy of a sold-out crowd that had a lot of energy going into this game. Going into this game, if Golden State would have lost to Sacramento tonight, they would be obligated to the NBA play-in. But with this win by the Golden State Warriors tonight, the Sacramento Kings basically handed the Golden State Warriors a second life when it comes to the playoffs. They basically handed the Golden State Warriors this game because we had the wackiest starting lineup that I have ever seen in my life. We only had 2 true starters in the starting lineup tonight, and that was Harrison Barnes and Keegan Murray. The other starters were Davion Mitchell, Terrence Davis, and Alex Len. 3 bench guys and 2 regular starters. How did that work out? Obviously not that good. Well, the defending champion Warriors came in, missed a chance to clinch the postseason when New Orleans won their game earlier, but could still get at one of the top 6 seeds in the Western Conference by winning against the Portland Trail Blazers on Sunday. I know this is not about the Golden State Warriors, but obviously they are going to win against Portland. But we ain't talking about them right now. I am talking about the Sacramento Kings. And, you know, look, for what they did out there, for the most part, they fought. They played hard with the guys that they had out there on the court, right? I love the fact that the second unit came in and basically dominated. That second quarter, we outscored Golden State 32-21 in the second quarter. I thought it was a little rocky in that first half when Golden State outscored us 32-16 in the first quarter. It was kind of like we were playing a game of speed game. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. We didn't know what kind of system we were running. But that second quarter, we caught fire. And then ultimately, the second half, Golden State basically ran the floor with us. Because, look, I said coming into this game that the Golden State Warriors are the current reigning, defending, undisputed NBA champions. And I know they have one of the worst road records in the NBA. They got their 10th win on the road tonight. I said coming into this game, I think on yesterday's show, I believe, or a couple of shows ago, I said, do not rest on your laurels if you're Sacramento. If you wanted 50 wins, you need to play your starters for the next 2 games. Obviously, Mike Brown decided not to go with that option because we already clinched the number 3 seed of the playoffs with the Memphis Grizzlies, I think, losing to the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. That is exactly what happened. Because of that, the Sacramento Kings clinched the number 3 seed and clinched home court advantage. But the scary thing is, we could be facing this Golden State Warriors team again. And I wouldn't mind this playoff matchup, but advantage Golden State. Advantage Golden State, to be honest with you. Because Golden State are not only champions, but they had a roster that was completely experienced. Like, they completely knew the drill. They understood the assignment. They knew what we were doing because the Warriors raced to a 32-16 lead after 1 quarter. But the Warriors got sloppy in the second when the Kings basically went off. We took advantage of 7 turnovers in that quarter and good outside shooting to cut the deficit to 53-48 at the half. But that second half, all credit to Golden State. All credit to Golden State in the second half. They basically took care of business. They built their lead back up to 13 points in the third quarter and basically were never threatened. Kevon Looney had 13 rebounds tonight in the first half. They were the most for the Warriors player in the opening half of a regular season game since Andres Biedrins had 15 on December back in 2008 against the Los Angeles Lakers. For Sacramento, Malik Monk also missed this game with another leg injury. So you can argue that the Sacramento Kings lost tonight because we didn't have our anchor on the bench with Malik Monk. But I will give Sacramento a little bit of credit, though. They made 8 3-pointers in the second quarter, tied for their 4th most in any quarter this season. And as I said before, the Kings finished the regular season in the Golden One Center with a 23-18 record at home. That's a little soft. That's a little soft, if I gotta be honest with you, because good teams protect home court. And I think Sacramento did not do a good job this season protecting their home court. I mean, sure, they got big wins. They sure got big wins at home this season, but this game reminded me of a little bit of the San Antonio Spurs game a couple of days ago when Mike Brown said we were soft at home. But I didn't think, based on what I saw by the Sacramento Kings, I think we weren't soft in our home floor. We were competitive, but it was just too much. It was just too much Golden State, and it was just too much to overcome. The numbers, Golden State completely dominated. They shot 57% from the field compared to 39% for Sacramento, 45% from 3, 87% for the foul line. 87% for the foul line. You know what? It was Golden State's day all the way. I cannot even put it I couldn't put it in a better way than that. It was Golden State's day all the way. Klay Thompson, this man dropped 29 points off us. He made 5 threes. Dante DiVincenzo, he had 18 points. He dropped 4 threes. Stephen Curry had 25 points. He only dropped 3 threes, which isn't bad against our defensive standards, because if we didn't defend Stephen Curry, who knows what could have happened, because my God, Stephen Curry is one of the greatest shooters that God has ever created. Off the bench, Jonathan Kuminga looked impressive with 15 points. He was 4 for 5 from the field. He had a rebound, assist, and a block. Kevon Looney only had 6 points. Now, if you think about it, Kevon Looney did not didn't do a whole lot of nothing on the offensive end, but on the defensive end, he completely showed out by grabbing 16 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. For the Sacramento Kings, the best players were Trey Lyles with 15 points. He was 6 for 12 from the field, 3 for 7 from beyond the arc, 8 rebounds and assists. Metu had a really impressive game with 15 points. Rashawn Holmes had 11 points with 3 rebounds and 3 assists. Terrence Davis had 10 points. Harrison Barnes, the other lone starter, had 13 points with 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. Look, if you're a Sacramento Kings fan, I wouldn't worry about this game. The Golden State Warriors were clearly the better team tonight, and they deserved this win. Can Sacramento finish the season strong against the Denver Nuggets on Easter Sunday? There's only one way to find out. That's going to do it for today's episode of Let 'Em Know SK. There was only one game to break down, so that's why I'm only doing one segment today. I will be back with a bigger show on Easter Sunday, recapping the Cavs and Hornets, as well as Kings and Nuggets, as both the Cavs and the Kings look to finish the season strong. Until then, you can find this show on Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and podcasters.spotify.com/pod/show/CLESK. I'm Skylar Weisberg, and until next time, no matter where you go, be prepared to let them know. Peace.